Hey everyone, Sherman here today, and I'm going to do another unboxing review of a knife. And I have here today, this is my Kizer Critical. This is not the knife I'm reviewing, but this is a very apt knife to have today because I am going to do a Kizer unboxing video. And this is the Kizer Brass Sheepdog. If you guys didn't know, this is a new sheepdog from Kizer, and Kizer has been very well known for their sheepdog, right? This is a huge package. So I'm going to get the front part of the package right here, and then I'm going to use my Kizer Critical. If you guys remember, I actually posted a video on Kizer and why I hate Kizer science fiction knives. Now, if you remember, that was the Kizer Ti'an or Ti'an knife, right? The Ti'an knife is a knife that I didn't like at all, and thankfully, I bought it from Thomas Tools. So thankfully, Thomas Tools accept the return of the knife because the knife didn't flip up properly. There was a lot of it was really hard to get. Yeah, it was lock stick because it was hard to get to the thumb studs, and then I was pressing it and my finger was basically pressing down on the thumb stud and bending out of shape my fingernail, right? So didn't work, didn't recoil fast enough. So I got a knife. This is the Kizer Sheepdog Brass Edition, which is supposed to be very action friendly. So if you remember, I named that video why I hate Kizer science fiction knives. So I'm going to name this video why I love Kizer action knives. Thank you for choosing Thomas Tools. So a big shout out to thomastools.com.my for selling this, and for actually accepting the return of my previous knife. So they have been very nice to me, and they have their own website at thomastools.com.my if you want to actually. Oops, you can't see it in the video, so I'm going to show you guys how I cut it open with the tip of this Kizer Critical. And this Kizer Critical Mini, actually, this steel is actually 3V, which is the same as the Kizer Sheepdog Brass Edition. So there you go, opening it, and it comes with a something like a bubble wrap, but this one is like air wrap. Oh, it's only on the top. So the bottom part is where the Kizer Critical. Oh, it's a heavy one, right? It's there, and you can see it's a bit open already. Look at that, because I think it's really, really heavy. And in there's a Chinese New Year card, a invoice, and this is the EDC sticker, EDC patch, and the EDC sticker from Thomas Tools. So let's just open up the Kizer Sheepdog. Okay, I'm going to show you the box number here. You guys can see it, right? This is the Kizer Sheepdog C01C that 3V, and then V4488BC2. So BC2 is the separating number for the this Kizer Sheepdog. If you guys can see it, let's see if we can focus. There we go. This is the Kizer Sheepdog Brass Edition, right? This is a really, really heavy knife. You can feel it just from the box itself. I've never liked the Kizer boxes because they look really, really simple and not that presentable. Anybody can open them, and I've already mentioned that on why I hate Kizer Sci-fi Knives. But yeah, you can see this is the guys just threw it across the. Oh, there you go. Really, really nice knife. I like the shine of it. So I'm just gonna quickly show you what's in this little docket. Okay, Let's open this little docket. It's usually just the instruction booklet plus a little what do you call that, cloth, microfiber cloth. I don't know why this one is so tight and it's a bit tearing. So let's see if I can get it open without tearing the entire box apart. Okay, there we go. Oops, it dropped out. Yeah. See, this is another part why I don't like it. It's just ridiculous. It's just like a handphone docket. See, it doesn't hold anything in place, right? It just, there you go, cloth and instruction docket. So I'm not even going to go there because it's usually just the same generic one. There's no customized feel to it. And look at this, it's just this is just the you know, plastic. It's just made of plastic. It's not as cool as the Ti'an, but it comes with like screws, right? Screws, extra screws just in case, I guess. The stickers, some random stickers, just 2 random stickers actually. So yeah, lousy casing, lousy presentation. That's this is supposed to be, I guess, the low-end Kizer, and it's low end, but it's about how much is this? $129 US. So I wouldn't consider it low end at all. I don't know why Kizer does this, but okay, the star of the show is this. Okay, is this, and I think that's what's most important. So you have that hefty feel to it, that mass, you know, that hefty feel that you're holding something really heavy. Of course, you can think of it like a over glorified padlock because it's made in brass, and brass is like the steel used for padlocks, for door handles, but it has this golden tinge to it. So you see this? It's just like a door like a, you know, a padlock, and it has that hefty feel like a padlock. So the action is supposed to be really good. This is a button lock. There is no back spacer, right? So you can actually see the blade in there, but the blade is well recessed into the scales, and there's some liners. I think there's a stainless steel liners, so it's really heavy because of the liners. Let's see the centering of the blade. It looks pretty well centered, right? It's really centered. Okay, yep, pretty well centered. It's a button lock, so just press the button to deploy it. Let's see if it works. Oh, wow, it just popped out. I didn't do anything. Okay, so there we go. I got to get used to a button lock. I'm not that good at using a button lock. Let me use my left hand and see if this works. Oh, there you go. It's quite smooth, okay, but it still has to rely on gravity. I like the feel of it. Okay, it's smooth, yet there is a slight, you know, there's a hydraulics to it, right? So, oh, you expect something this heavy to like come out easily, but it doesn't. So maybe if I use a, you know, swing with my, there we go. So a bit fidgety, but I think I have to really get used to it. And of course that's my left hand. Let's try with my right hand now. Okay, I do close this, open it, 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 close this. I'm getting the hang of it, right? The thing is, there is a little bounce when it comes back to this. Maybe because I didn't let go of the button. Not really. I actually did let go of the button, so there is a little bounce to it. Not sure why. Maybe because of the weight of the blade. No. So I'm getting used to it now. So you sort of have to get the wrist flick down properly, and then it won't bounce. Right? There we go. Wow. So I think I'll have a lot of fun to it. There's a lot of action, like I said. It's more, okay, I would say it's a bit like the Ti'an knife. It's not so much like where did my critical mini go? Oh, there it is. this critical mini, it's a very, I would say, a work knife, right? Utility knife, right? It's very functional. It has a backspacer, and I found it to just a really useful box cutter, right? Because of the shape, I can shave. Can shave very easily. The blade is easily sharpened, you can see, and I really like the 3V steel because it's tough. Okay, it can be sharpened, but you know, it's not that easy because you need a fine sharpener. It takes like fine sharpening. My Sharpton, it's just next to me, my Sharpton Kuromoku. So this is a 2000 whetstone, right? 2000 grit whetstone. Let me see. It's a green medium. Okay, so yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it's 2000. And then yeah, so this one, the brass will patina after a while. I'm hoping to get some protective layer for it, or I guess if it does patina, I can use Mr. Brasso on it. But yeah, so my first impressions on this knife is that it's really nice because, first of all, if you compare it to the critical mini, if you have to close it, it's a liner lock, so you've got to put your finger in the way. Although there is a flipper tab here to protect your finger, there is always a risk of cutting your finger, and this is what happened to me. You can see the 3 cuts I have on my finger. Let me show you guys. So you see the 3 cuts there, and yesterday the last cut, you can see that the line is really deep. It just opened up yesterday again, right? It opened up again from me like washing my clothes. So it's really painful. And look at this. This is the tissue paper I have with all the blood, and you know, the blood stains are still here from this cut, right? So it's been opening up and bleeding. So you have to be really careful because these knives are really sharp. So what's great about this is that the button lock keeps the blade from your fingers, right? So you just have to put your fingers back here. You can open the blade easily. And apparently there is also the fact that the button lock does not wear out as fast as other frame locks or even the clutch lock. So that's the good thing about button lock. It doesn't wear out as much. Now, if you remember my review on the pendant that I wore, which was the night claw, right? I already gave that away as a present. That night claw actually uses a button lock, right? But the problem with that button lock is that it's really small. So I mean, the pendant itself is small, so it was really hard to get like, let's say, the button pressed down and the blade engaged, right? And the blade locking, because it was just a small travel. And this one, look at this, it has a really huge travel, right? So I press the button, the blade has a really huge travel to come down here, as you can see, right? So let me just show you guys. So it uses the weight to come down, right? And then it uses the weight to deploy as well. So you can either use the, not weight, the gravity, right? The gravity, of course, the weight as well of the blade. So it does have some time to deploy. You can release the button fast enough. I found that on the night claw, I couldn't release the button fast enough because there was so little travel time. But this one, there's enough travel time for me to release the button and for the lock to engage, right? So it's really fun, like fidgety. So you need to like practice it, I guess. I'm not that great at it yet, but this is more like a fun knife, and I would consider this a reason why I love Kizer action knives compared to Kizer Sci-fi Knives. So that, remember, the Ti'an was a really nice looking knife, but it doesn't have great action. It was just terrible at action. But this one, it's really, you know, really, I would say drop shotty in a way, but yeah, it is drop shotty. So the thing is that because it's drop shotty, it's really fun to just play with it. So it's like a big boy's toy. And of course, functionality wise, let's just test out how sharp is it on a piece of paper here. You can see this. Yep, it is sharp. You can see how straight the cut was. Let's try that again. It's marginally, I wouldn't say it's like super sharp. It does have that huge blade profile. As you can see, it's very tall, and because of that, the blade has to travel a longer distance to cut. But yeah, it is sharp. It just doesn't feel as sharp as, say, a really thin Swiss Army knife like I have, or even let's just bring out my Kizer Critical Mini. Okay, let's compare it. Okay, the Kizer Critical Mini also has a very fat blade. Okay, now although it looks like you know, it has thin blade geometry, you actually look at that thickness of it. So yeah, so it cuts about the same, I would say, as the Critical Mini, because they both have 3V steel. Look at, actually the Critical Mini looks a bit fatter than this. Wow, it does look a bit fatter, but okay, this is like, oh gee, no wonder. Okay, that's why they cut almost the same, I guess. Because the Critical Mini actually has a thinner, not thinner, yeah, it is thinner in this, like the edge here, and then it's actually thicker at the back, you know, the spine of it. So let's compare it. Okay, you guys can see here. So it's thinner at the sort of like the cutting edge, but it gets really fat towards the spine, right? Even fatter than this Kizer Sheepdog breast. And you can see that the jimping for this, it's more rough. This one is like more practical, right? And I guess this will be better for utility cuts. Speaking of which, you can see here, this one doesn't have like a nice wedge here to go on to, but this one, you can see there's a really nice wedge here, right? Nice wedge. So you can use it for a little, like if you want to cut this, you can use it. You can use your finger, your index finger, to actually control the cut so that you have a very precise cut, right? There we go. So you can see that I actually managed to make an angle here, well, not exactly 90 degrees, but 45 degrees. So you can do that because of this little wedge here, and that you can put your finger on, right? And then you can even use it and hold it like this, right? Just hold the blade. It's really practical. Let's see if it shaves. It's a bit sharp, so I need to practice it a bit. I don't want to cut myself. Okay, just look at it. There's some hair. Okay, so okay, let's just try it on my head. It's easier because, you know, whenever you shave the hair on the head, this part is harder, so it's very unlikely to cut. I can feel the hair dropping on my legs right now. You can see here. Okay, you can see that it's been cutting the hair on my head. So yeah, you can use this for shaving, but most likely I will use it for the action, right? So it's more like a big boy's toy. You know, people would say, hey, do you need this for like a toy? I feel that it brings you, like knives, brings you to the moment, right? And because the thing is, you can be cut at any time. Just put my finger here just to prove the case, right? So you really need to be present when you play with a knife, right? And because of that presence, it brings you to the moment, like you're meditating, and then, you know, at the same time you get into this routine where you're like, hey, this is so relaxing, but at the same time you need to be precise and to make sure, whoa, that was dangerous. But luckily, right, this knife actually closes, right? See, you need to actually be in the moment, otherwise, and luckily I caught it in time. So you need to be in the moment. Even if you drop it, you need to be able to catch your knife in time, right? And that brings you like to the moment, and it draws you in to the fact that you might cut yourself at any time. And what's so great about having a knife hobby, I feel that, you know, people actually take like alcohol and drugs to forget, like, you know, forget things, right? But being in the moment, it's not about forgetting things. It's about being in the moment and not having your thoughts fly to the past and worry about stuff, right? So this knife hobby, I think, is one of those hobbies that really really brings you the moment. And this particular Kizer Sheepdog Brass Edition, you know, you just admire the beauty of it. Let's just look at that scale, right? The scales here, like brass, totally brass. You know, it has that ting to it, right? You can hear it when you use the knife, that ting. It's a really nice ting, really nice action, right? So it just brings you to the moment, and at the same time you just admire the aesthetics of this really nice knife. Let's check out the blade play, right? I didn't check that out. Is there a horizontal blade play? Nope. Vertical? Nope. So it's really tough, and it is really drop shot. So let's check that out. There you go. So it has that slow little ding, and then it drops. This is amazing like a ASMR kind of a, you know, sound and feel, and wow, it's just, yeah, I'm impressed by it. So Thomas Tools, yeah, you guys did a great job. Again, thank you Thomas Tools for this. This is like a free promotion for you guys, and you know, I didn't like the fact that Ti'an was not a great knife by Kizer, but I love this Kizer, so a shout out to Kizer as well for actually making this. Kizer, you guys did a fantastic job with the Kizer Sheepdog Brass Edition, and of course to the makers of the Sheepdog, I think, what's that? I can't really see the name here. Okay, it's really small, but it says Sheepdog Knives. Okay, right? Sheepdog Knives, and then we can see the 3V marking here. It's really simple, and then the Kizer logo. Okay, there's a bit of water there. Just wipe that off. Okay, so if you guys want to see an in-depth review of this knife, I will just comment down below and tell me, and I will do a more in-depth review of this really nice knife. But as it is, I really like it. So, and I totally recommend it, and I know this knife is new as of this time that I'm going to post this. So there are not many reviews yet, but there are also very few unboxing videos, and you guys can see how sharp it is, right? Just by me cutting this, it's just really relaxing as well. When you cut paper, it's really fun. And if you guys are just getting into this hobby, I would totally recommend this actually. Okay, I would totally recommend this over Critical Mini, which is light. The thing with light knives is that sometimes you can cut yourself more easily. I know they are more practical, but over here you can't even bring them out. So what's the point? You might as well have a heavy knife at home to admire and you have fun with, right? So yeah, that's all from me. Please do give me a thumbs up, a like, and a subscribe, and click that notifications bell on YouTube, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys, bye.